I did not get groomed by a fucking priest. The bubble will be soon over. Do not wait for the next one before you build your home server. Put that snack down right now. Put that snack down! So as probably many of you have noticed that this is subscription fees are getting out of hand. From Adobe wanting you to pay to be able to cancel your subscription, Netflix making their subscription just worse by existing. Not only are getting worse quality footage or movies from these subscription services, they also have a very bad catalog nowadays. When Netflix came out, it was $10 and you can get any fucking movie. Now you need HBO, Prime, you need Netflix, you need Disney, you need every subscription to be able to watch the movies you want to watch. And not only that, with, for example, cloud storage, your photos being uploaded to your cloud, either iCloud or Google Drive or Google Photos or wherever you upload your photos on the cloud. There have been too many cases of so much information being gathered and or used to train AI that at this point, I don't even trust that anymore. Like, I'm afraid to have my photos anywhere else than on my phone. I'm just quickly coming in here. I forgot to also mention, there was this case not too long ago where a dad was gonna send a photo of his child naked to a doctor because there was a rash, and Google blocked him and all his accounts so that he could not access all of his pictures anymore because they were stored on Google Cloud. Maybe they don't use your photos to train AI, but there is still a AI type thing on Google searching through all your pictures to make sure you're not posting anything illegal like CP. But the problem is, it does not know the difference between sending it to a doctor and having CP on your account. Which is problematic because my phone does not have unlimited storage. We can fix that. So for the past few months, actually, I've been considering building myself a server. And I went through some considerations of either going the route of going to an office and asking if I can buy one of their used, those mini like ThinkPad machines or Dells or anything, because they're pretty powerful and they take up no space and they're beautiful. But that makes for that I need to talk to people and I don't really want to do that. So next step was looking at things like, I don't know, a Raspberry Pi or something like that. But a Raspberry Pi has a different problem where it's a bit more hassle. Yeah, of course you can do it, but you will need to get a hat for it to be able to do SATA ports and do this and that and the other. So then again, that fell through again. Last thing I came across was the fact that I recently upgraded my machine, meaning that I have a spare CPU and a spare graphics card. Now for a server, you really don't need a graphics card, but if you have one, it won't hurt to have it. So I built myself a machine. As you can see from these little B-rolls I tried to do when I built it, I built a machine. Now it's running a Ryzen 5 3600X alongside a 1070 GTX 8 gig card, I think, or 6 gig card. And it also has 16 gigs of RAM. Now, but what is really the purpose of this machine? Well, I am going to be running things like Image. Image is a self-hosted, private, local, only on your device, cloud storage for your photos, videos. It has face recognition, it has metadata reading so you can like where you took it, location, all this stuff. And it's completely free. Of course, they would like you to donate some money if you can, if you do have the funds for that. But you should if you can. If you don't, totally fine. That's why open source is a thing. Like, you donate if you can. If you can't, you're okay. That's the plan, running Image from my cloud storage system. Now, secondly, I also wanted to run my streaming services. By streaming services, I mean, for example, running movies I want, running a series I want. I'm also gonna be looking into doing something like tail scale on it so that I can access my server from anywhere in the world as long as my server has access to the Wi-Fi, so that when I'm gone or me and my wife are gone for a vacation, we can still upload our photos or download them as we need. Thirdly, I also want something for audiobooks. My wife really loves reading, and with us having a child, reading really takes time that you do not have with a child. So audiobooks has been something she's been going through lately. So anyways, I thought I'm gonna use today and this video of showing you just a reason why I recommend you having this. A reason why you should consider building your own home server, homebrews. Just go away from the big corporations. Not only that, even Nvidia has been talking about the fact that your computer, you will not have a computer at home anymore. It will be, everything will be cloud shared. Everything will come from the cloud to your device, from the cloud to a gaming like handheld. You will not have a computer. They're trying to make it too expensive for us. So right now, yes, because of the AI bubble and all that stuff, RAM is super expensive. Graphics cards are getting getting more expensive because they're also using RAM. Do I recommend buying it today right now? Used, yes, but I think the AI bubble will be soon over. And when it does pop, do not wait for the next one before you build your home server. Build one right now as fast as you can. Keep an eye on the market, see if the prices go down, consider buying it. You might go on in a loss and buy overpriced RAM right now, but it might be worth it in the long run, because when you have your own server, you can diagnose whatever you need and it will run. So that's the reason I'm doing it. I really do not want I really do not want to rely on the big corporations anymore. For example, after this phone dies, the OnePlus phone I have right now, I'm gonna be going over to either Google Pixel or Motorola phone just to have Graphene OS on my device. Because in today's age, not only big corporations are controlling our media, they're trying to ban things. They're trying to get you to have to give your ID on your phone with the age verification. Yes, I get the purpose. They're saying it's for saving kids, saving this and that and the other. But honestly, as me being a child who had full access of the internet, I had my own iPad as a growing up. Yes, the only bad thing I had from that is the fact that I'm an iPad kid now. When I eat, I have to have something to do. When I go shower, go around my house, do anything, I need either my headphones on, audio in the background, I need something. That's the worst thing to happen. If you as a parent are unable to get your kid to have some common sense, because that's something my parents preached, common sense. That's something I gained from my parents. I did not fall for any scam. I did not get groomed by a fucking priest. I did not get touched by some 90-year-old man that you see on fucking Skeeter Gene and Gideon's videos.
Okay, you didn't send her this stuff?
No.
So how did this stuff get sent to her?
I don't know.
I did not get touched because I had common sense to not talk to these people. And I was a kid who wanted to be in the groups of the older kids because I thought playing with them was more fun than playing with kids my own age. Because not only were they better, they could also teach me stuff, and their jokes were just much more funnier than stuff my kids at that time said. Granted, I did not live through the 6-7 age. I was a little bit too old for that, so luckily I did not have to experience that. So for any of you who are right now around teens, early teens, I feel sorry for you. This might literally be the scariest setup I've had for my camera ever. Like, you are literally inside my window. So do not fall backwards. Don't put that snack down right now. But setting up the server was not any easy sailing. I had issues with it, of course, and some problems is that my setup, as you can see, is in the kitchen. Mostly because both our bedrooms are taken up by, well, our room and our kids' room. So that means 2 bedrooms taken out. Living room, we have a dining table there. We wanted it to not look like, I don't know, not a welcoming place, let's just say. So the only logical place for us to put my gaming setup and my server right now was in the kitchen. Now, of course, I take a corner of the kitchen, take a big portion of the kitchen actually, but most guests don't come in the kitchen. It's totally fine that it's in here. We had no other place, so we're very looking forward to moving out in the next year or two, so hopefully buying a place at that time, and I will have some place to put my PC that is not in the kitchen. But regardless, because of that problem, I do not have an Ethernet access to this kitchen from my router. Granted, the router is right behind that wall. This is not my place. We're renting, so I can't drill a fucking hole through or an Ethernet cable through to my computer or my server. So problem there is, because the server's running Linux usually does not have drivers for every single Wi-Fi card in the world pre-installed on their installation for Linux. So I had to do very, very nerdy stuff, as you can see right here, to be able to download my drivers so that I can use my server wirelessly. Granted, it didn't work, and I have a wife that still loves me when she sees me do stuff like that, but yeah, stuff like that happens, and it's kind of funny to look back at. But regardless, drivers updated, everything updated, and the distro I chose to go for was Ubuntu, a regular plain old Ubuntu, not Ubuntu server, not Fedora server, no server operating system. And the reason I did not choose to go the server operating system way is because I realized that every single server distro for Linux, and honestly for any, I mean, Linux is the only OS really for servers, I think, unless they build a custom OS, which would probably take. Yeah, every server distro is headless, meaning there is no interface, there is no desktop, you have to write text, you're constantly in the terminal. And even though I would probably be able to learn to deal with it pretty quick, I chose to just say, screw it, I need something a little bit easier and something that almost 100% of people can follow along with. Now, the reason you need Linux is because most of these projects, they're Linux based and only Linux based. And if you can, of course, install them on your Windows machine, but they will be running through a virtual machine on Windows. So what now? Do we all have to buy our own servers? No, of course not. Like, if you're okay with the fact that your cloud storage for your pictures could suddenly start using your photos for AI development to make AI better at making deepfakes and or creating images that look very realistic, because that's how they did it. They use your real face, they use your everything about you to create, to recreate, because AI cannot come up with things. AI is not creative. Only thing AI can do is go look through its catalog of things it's seen in the past, aka the material it got used to train on, and spit out a combination of this face and that face, and here you go, that's pretty close to what you asked for. Now, problem for that is AI can be used for so many malicious things that I would recommend staying away from it. Of course, if you're, for example, like when I was running Linux and I came into a problem, I tried Googling it, but it's so much easier and so much faster to just use AI. You ask it. It's so good nowadays that for programming and stuff like that, that if you just ask it like, hey, I'm stuck at this, what do I do? How do I update it? How do I do this? It's gonna be good, but do not rely on it. My wife is going to school.
Hey yo, what the fuck? No, right there, please have a seat.
University now. University? College? No. She's getting her bachelor's degree, whatever school that accounts on. And people in her class, people my age, 22, 20, in her early 20s, the second a question comes up that you do not know on the top of your head, before you even hear the question, they're already putting it into ChatGPT. What world are we creating where we're gonna be so reliant on ChatGPT that we will not be able to do anything on our own? And this is what conspiracy theorists, but this is what the government wants. This is exactly what they want. They want robots that will just do whatever they say and believe whatever they say, to the point where we will lose everything. We will lose our rights. We will lose everything. There's no question if you're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, anything, you all will lose your rights if we let the government take control. So conspiracy theories are out of the way. Let's stop there. I got a lot of those, but my wife said I can't talk about them online. So yeah, if you have the funds, I would recommend building your own server. Now for me, building this server that I have right here costs the same as buying a used Dell mini computer from my office or anything like that, because I already had the most expensive parts. So in the next videos, I will be showing you what programs I use, how to install those programs, how to set up those programs, and how to make sure they work properly, what to do. And if you have any questions, if there are any programs you want me to download or services you want me to use, I'm going to also be running a VPN on my system. I'm going to be trying to set up a lot of things on this PC, that some things I can't legally say, but let's just say if my wife wants a certain apple, either Granny Smith or Gala or whatever the fuck the apple's names are, she can write it as a chat or into a program, just the name, title of, or I mean the brand, I mean the version of the app, I mean the flavor of the apple, and the system will find it and deliver it to her to eat, if you're catching my drift. Piracy is not good. Do not pirate anything. Anyways, thanks for watching. I said thanks for watching. Gosh.